Hey guys, just a quick video. Nothing, nothing too crazy to show today. Actually, it's going to be very scattered in a sense, I suppose. But I had a couple things happen, just some additions to my collection over the last week, and just thought I'd share them with you. One of the things that happened is I have a guy at work that I roast coffee for. So he buys coffee from me every week or two, and it had come up in conversation a couple weeks ago that I collect cards, and he said, you had an uncle who died or something, and he said, well, I'll bring some of them in. It's not many of them, and you can look over them, and if you happen to like some of them, you can just you can give me some coffee or something. So kind of funny. So he brought those in this last week, and uh, it was mostly football cards, which I don't do a whole lot of football cards. I thought I'd share a couple. There was one baseball card in it. It's kind of funny. He doesn't do anything with sports cards, and so when he started looking them up on eBay, for a minute or two he thought he had a real winner with that Clemente, but that was the only baseball card. Kind of funny. Still a neat card, but obviously he wasn't going to put that on eBay for anything, but kind of funny. Anyway, most of the cards were football cards. A lot of it kind of 90s to early 2000s stuff, and I'll show you a few of them just so you have some reference. Chris Carter. These are kind of neat cards. I know some people don't like those cards that are cut like that, but I kind of think they're cool. It's Chris Carter. Here's a Eddie George for the Oilers. Uh, kind of has some weird effects to the card. Honestly, I don't know anything about these cards. I because I didn't collect cards, football cards at all, really. But I know the players. I know Eddie George and Chris Carter. Here's a LaDainian Tomlinson. That's actually his rookie card. I did do fantasy football, so having LaDainian Tomlinson on your team wasn't so bad. There was a Barry Sanders Stadium Club. What a cool card. I'm going to show you some more Stadium Club cards here in a little bit. I love the Stadium Club. I love the photos on those. Actually, and I was talking to my boys about these backs and the fact that Stadium Club adds the rookie cards to the back. I always thought that was pretty cool. And then there was this, and I don't even know quite what to make of this. It's in a box, you can see, because it's very thick. It's a game used helmet. Um, I couldn't even find this card sold on eBay, so I don't know. I found another player, I forget who it was, but I couldn't really find any information on this. So some of you football collectors get excited about stuff like that. If you're one of those, shoot me an email, and I'll send you a card. Not this one though. This is Peyton Manning. For those of you who don't know, I lived down in Tennessee for a few years. But really, regardless, sorry, he played. He was a quarterback for the Tennessee Vols. But I lived in Knoxville for a few years. But really, I just loved Peyton Manning. I'm a Steelers fan, but if there was a non-Steeler that I was cheering for, it was always Peyton Manning, whether he was with the Colts or when he went to Denver. And that one actually is a PSA 10 2004 Topps Chrome. It's a pretty cool card. Um, Again, not something that I collect, but nice nonetheless. Actually, there were only really two cards of the box that I really, well, there's three, I guess, that Peyton Manning. There were two other cards that I really liked, and here's an Eric Dickerson. Some of you will probably know that card better than I do, but a rookie card of Eric Dickerson. It's from 1984. NFL's Rookie of the Year in 83 and Player of the Year on several lists. Pro Bowl player in his rookie year, apparently, from that card. But the one I was probably the most excited about, as I am a Steelers fan, is how about a Jack Lambert? Ah, the glory days. Jack Lambert. That card is from 1976. Can you guess the mystery Steeler? Clue 3 of 12. Who am I? Attended Arkansas A&M State University. I do not know the answer to that question. A ferocious tackler. That the card says he's a ferocious tackler. That might be understating it when it comes to Lambert. Anyway, there were quite a few other cards. Oh, I did want to show you one more thing that came in that. This is pretty cool. This is a Joe Theismann. I probably need to put it in the back somewhere here. But this is a Joe Theismann. It's a leaf thing. It's signed. You can see. This stickers came with it. I haven't taken it off yet, but this is from a leaf set in 1997. It's one of 12. Actually, it's numbered. You can see it's numbered to 1000. I don't know if that's coming in very well. It probably isn't. I should plan ahead for that. But anyway, just kind of a neat little thing. And again, the guy I work with, he doesn't collect these things. He said he'd dig around and see if he had any more. I was pretty excited about it. Just kind of fun to get cards. And actually, that Theismann picture is pretty cool. I do enjoy some of those cards quite a bit, but there were a few Cowboys cards in there. I could have done without those. But then anyway, last Saturday, went to a hobby shop with my boys, and they just had a bunch of rack packs and packs from the 80s and 90s, and so I picked up some of those. I picked up a rack pack of 88. I don't do openings. My son thinks that I really should, but got a Wade Boggs. I just did a Wade Boggs video showing that card, and then I pulled a new one out of a rack pack along with an Eddie Murray. Actually a pretty good pack. Got an Andre Dawson. That's how I remember Andre Dawson right there, playing for the Cubs. Got a Roger Clemens All-Star card. Got a, speaking of how I remember them, Dennis Eckersley playing for the Oakland A's. Pretty cool card. But I promised you some Stadium Club. How about some Stadium Club? I picked up 2 different years. Here's a Glavine. Of course, with his rookie card photograph on the back. It's Glavine. Roger Clemens. That 85 tops on the back. Tony Gwynn. With his infamous butt shot. Doc Gooden. This is the let's see if I can get to come in. See, it wants to focus on the Tony Gwynn in the background now. I'm gonna have to move the Tony Gwynn, or it won't focus on the Doc. There we go. But it's got the Members' Choice on the bottom of the card there. So that's pretty cool. I always liked old Dwight Gooden. Great pitcher in his day. Always happy to get another Henderson. This is one I had, but I love this shot. Just a fantastic shot. No doubt stealing a base in that picture. Of course, his rookie card on the back. One of my favorite Rickey Henderson cards, really. Just a couple more here. I won't bore you too much longer. How about some Nolan Ryan? And I saved the Nolan Ryan for last because I got another pack of the Studio 91 cards. Oh no, I do have a few more I'm going to show you. Hold on. These Studio 91 cards. Pretty sure they were all taken at Olin Mills back in the day. Studio 91. Funny cards. But I did have, one other thing I picked up was they had these, the Donruss Champion cards. He had a pack of those, and on the front of the pack, of course these are bigger. These are giant size cards. On the front of the pack was Bill Madlock, so I had to pick that one up. That was nice. And I'll just show you a couple more that I got in that pack. I won't show them all to you, but I think there were 5 or 6. How about a Gaylord Perry? Looking old in that picture. And then there was one of the Dick Perez cards in there. Frank Robinson. Love these Dick Perez cards. Of course, it's funny to me that it never says. They never gave him credit on these. It doesn't say anything about his name on here. You kind of either have to know or go look it up to figure out who the artist is. I suppose that's probably his name down there, but it's certainly not legible. Anyway, it's made like the old Donruss cards, you know. There's not a lot on the back. But on the back of these, you know, it compares compares his career here to Rogers Hornsby, which is kind of funny. Not necessarily who you would have expected Bill Madlock to be compared to. Maybe it was certainly a great player in his day. But anyway, that was it. Not really anything else to show you. Just thought I'd share some fun cards that I picked up over this last week. If you made it this far, thanks for watching. We'll see you again next time.